Candlepin bowling is a New England tradition and a sport enjoyed by both girls and boys of all ages. Our show brings the game to the younger generation, featuring bright futures and brighter smiles. Hosts Dan Gauthier and Rob Taylor call the action on Candlepin for Kids. Candlepin for Kids would not be made possible without its generous sponsors, Oddball Sporting Goods, Paramount Industries, and individual donators like you. To learn how to donate, go to www.cp4k.com. Greetings from Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Welcome back to another edition of Candlepin for Kids alongside Dan Gauthier. I'm Rob Taylor. It's our 12 to 14 age group and an exciting match should lie ahead of us. Some 3 Grizzly veterans and 1 newcomer. Should be interesting.
Grizzly veterans, huh? 12 to 14, you become Grizzly. Yeah, we do have a Grizzly guy back here. Look at it, Grizzly Adams over here on lane 2. No, I'm looking forward to it too, and new bowler. It's good to see new blood. She came from Maine. I can't wait to see her bowl. I hope we have another winner of the high-low jack today too.
I believe we actually have a rematch from one of our championship shows. I believe Souza Jr. and Jacob Robicheau, if not last year, competed against each other. Definitely one of our championship shows in the past. So that's not reason to stick around with it. There you go. Shoo.
A lot of body motion and antics from these bowlers.
We can definitely expect that.
Hopefully it won't distract anybody, but there's a lot of body English from these bowlers, so that'll be something to look forward to.
Should be fun to keep an eye on. Let's meet them, shall we? A boy who's already had success on our show tries the 12 to 14 age division with help from a girl legendary for making the 7-10 split. It's Souza and Maddy Kelly. Their opponents, last year's Candlepin for Kids 11 and under champion, gets the help of a newcomer from the Pine Tree State. It's Jacob Robicheau and Shannon Scribner. And let's get underway. Maddy Kelly on lane number 3, Shannon Scribner, lane 2.
Maddy Kelly has become quite the athlete lately. Last 2 years, she's doing basketball, tree ball, Candlepin bowling.
Did you see the velocity in that first ball? I don't think I watched Madison. No, on Madison.
Well, I tell you.
And it pays off with a big spare.
Her athleticism has increased so much in the last 2 years that I'm impressed.
Oh, just squeaked.
I thought she had it.
The entire way it looked like it's going to find that.
She's a lefty, and that ball does break right quite a bit.
Shannon going for the 10.
What a nice way to start it would have been to put a spare under your belt first ball.
That does make it tricky when you do let one like that get away, but I think Shannon's got the mental toughness.
I think she's going to be in good shape. I do think that her ball breaking right a lot, that might mean that those left pins could be tricky for her. We'll have to see.
When it breaks into the pocket, I think we can expect good things. Same with Madison. Yep. Just right at the head pin.
That's right, we got 2 lefties. I just noticed that.
Shannon with a similar ball, but that hook let her find a little bit more of a pocket there. She'll have a much more makeable spare leave. Don't tell Madison that, though. She's giving everything a shot.
Ooh. Oof, that would, if that 7 had fallen, it may have tripped the 4.
A little left this time for Scribner.
She's hoping for some backdoor action, and if we get enough backdoor action, we've got Dave Godwin on standby, ready and willing to shag pins.
Don't know what song I'll use this time, but I'm sure I can find a good one.
I can't wait for a wood to come rolling back. I want to see him. He's ready to sprint today, I think.
Forget Smoke the Shoe. I think that's where it's really best suited.
His talents are best suited for shagging. Pins.
Now, Madison has written down, made the 7-10 split with no wood. We all know that. We say it every single episode.
She's practicing it now, as a matter of fact.
And she also wrote, she bowled with me that day. I'm wondering if she means Shannon Scribner. I thought this was her second event ever, but maybe not. Maybe this is a matchup 7 years in the making.
Shannon's from Big 20 Bowling Center area, South Portland, Maine.
And we got, I want to say, 4 bowlers from Maine today. We had 2 that made the long trek. Riva and Fry both made a very long trek to come bowl with us, and it's flattering, if nothing else, to get people coming 3 hours to these events.
Upper Maine, the Cape, Western Massachusetts, New Hampshire. Sometimes we get Rhode Island. We're going to have a North Carolina later this year fan coming up to watch and stay for a weekend for the championship shows.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like what we do is so small, but other times you get people coming long distances for it, and it...
And not to be lost in all the shuffle, but we did get the show on TV last year in 2 states. So currently the only bowling show.
Big hammer from Scribner.
What a pretty ball that was.
When that ball breaks into the pocket, it can do damage.
Only bowling show on the internet, and we did. It was in 2 states that don't have Candlepin bowling, but we increased our YouTube viewership by 15 or 20 viewers after those aired, so people watched it.
Very true.
Rob, I didn't tell you this. This is an actual fact.
This is exciting.
Last week, I think we had about 10 people sign up for YouTube. I was surprised.
Really?
Every day I had 1 or 2 people in my mailbox signing up for YouTube viewership. So it is growing. I haven't checked how many followers we have, but
a little bit at a time. It's good to see that. I know we all take it very seriously. We've got such a great staff that's willing to help us. Madison looking for the strike. The wood rolling into it. Can't knock it over. Oh, Scribner egged on vigorously by her partner. Madison looking to pick up the spare. All over it. No wood required there for Madison. She'll be sitting on that mark after her half. Solid 49 in a ball. Scribner with the 8. We've got a tight one between these two ladies.
And Scribner not doing anything embarrassing, for first time ever on TV. No, I think Robbie knows what I meant. It didn't sound right, but first time on, you often see the bowlers well under 50. A lot of times below their average. 51, a very respectable start.
And not only that, but she was putting the ball in the pocket, gave several. I mean, it's tough.
She's keeping up right with the veteran.
And when you get out to that, when you leave that 9-pin drop in the first box and go by it, it's easy for those bad thoughts to get in your head.
Got 3 bright lights shining right in your face. I just looked at one, so I can't see anything.
Aaron gets underway with the bang. Big hammer from Souza Jr. to start. Robicheau looking to answer.
Yelling at the pins. Aaron had one monster game today, didn't he? A 130 something, I think?
Something like that. Fantastic display.
Aaron's the ladies' man. He can't hide it.
Winked at somebody in the audience.
And he's winking. He's tipping his cap. See a YouTube picture of him with his friend Nick Norcross. He's in a big top hat. He looks like Mr. Monopoly. I told him that today.
Definitely a lot of characters on our show in this match.
It is. He didn't write that down for his nickname, and I'm going to be calling him Mr. Monopoly.
Jacob,
like Mr. Monopoly, pass and go, collecting $200. He's going to try to throw a double.
Shot here, you're right.
Collect the bowling balls for him and his partner.
Souza Jr. has been here before several years. Wide right. If that wood kicks, it won't.
He almost got a back door.
Had a shot. Robicheau's wood sets up extremely nicely for him.
He should have had a better leave anyway. It was a pretty good pocket hit.
Souza Jr. all over it. Coming out guns a-blazing from Aaron. Jacob looking to match. A little higher in the wood than he'd like to have been.
One thing you notice about Aaron is I think he's been bowling in so many of these kids tournaments that just looks very poised up there. I mean, he still celebrates the marks, but it doesn't let bad boxes bother him too much, or he rebounds well, I think.
And I think one of the great things about the show is we do get to see these kids grow up over the years. And I mean, the fact that we've been doing this for 9 seasons is, astounding when you look at the people that were in seasons 1 and 2 that are now the Dave Godwins of the world. I mean, Aaron's come a really long way the past few years, and it's probably because he bowls up with this competition a lot. He bowls with people like Nick Norcross, who's on the Pro Tour, and Amanda Banks, who's a few years older than him. So, you pick up those traits when you're around good bowlers.
You mentioned Dave Godwin. There's been dozens of bowlers leaving the show, go on to better things. Steve Reno Jr. up at the Worlds, winning plenty of tournaments on his own. So many of them. You can't even name them all. But as he said, this is the first stop for this season, and I come back and I see some of these kids sometimes today for the first time in a year. I can't believe how much they grew. I didn't recognize Jagger Palmer today when I saw him. He grew about a foot.
Yeah, he did. Aaron comes away with a 7. Tough box for Aaron. Jacob a 9. Aaron looking to get a little space between them in that first half. This is just a 1-string match. That can be tough to come back from.
Yeah, the kids are bowling their own strings now. It's a minor change from past years. Scores add up essentially the same, but now they can go home and tell people what they hit a little easier.
Aaron's ball is working well off the head pin there, but a great 8-pin leave and a very big spare opportunity. Jacob's ball working just as well. He'll take 8 too.
Both looking at 2-pin leaves with the head pin in front.
Aaron goes wide right.
Looks a little disappointed. Got away from him a little bit there.
Chance for Jacob to try to make up some ground. He fares right too.
We have a terrible angle, so I honestly couldn't tell if that was good or not. I thought it looked good, but
looked good to me as well.
Yeah. We'll have to, we got John Boudreau on score. Grizzly pro that he is now, having left our show last year to become a pro, even though he's only 16 years old.
And you speak about people who've really grown up in front of our eyes in that show. He's definitely one of them.
So good. I asked him today if he would bowl in one of my adult teams next year. Keep that a secret for now, but my secret weapon.
Great partner to have.
I don't have to bowl anchor. That's always a
There you go. Jake with a solid 9-pin drop. Would love to leave himself a mark here. Aaron a little off the head pin after his initial strong first balls. Jacob would love this mark. This would be huge.
It's all set up for him.
He's on it.
And he pumps his arm, and his hair falls in front of his face.
Big fist pump.
I don't know how he sees anything with that.
So going into the half, looks like Maddy Kelly and Aaron Souza are going to have a decent-sized lead, but nothing that Jacob Robicheau and Shannon Scribner can't come back from. Stay with us after the break. It'll be Smoke the Shoe time
with Sonia Richard.
Don't go away.